Matt Johnson here with another episode of The Bite. You may notice we're inside a building right now. Hey, we got a special episode for you. We take you out with the Daves, the one and only Dave Genz, godfather of ice fishing, and Dave Osborne, CEO and owner of Clam Outdoors, Blackfish Gear, all-terrain bass jigs. Three-part episode here. We start things off on a secret bite catching chubs, creek chubs, that you'll later see used for bait. So we're in the river catching chubs, then we go chase smallmouth bass where they use these chubs to catch big Mississippi River smallmouth. And now we're back here at Clam Outdoors a few days later for the one and only infamous Clam Outdoors Pro Day here at Clam World Headquarters. You can see everyone behind me getting after it for another amazing ice fishing season.
Today we're going to go out and do a segment for the bite, and we're going to probably do things a little bit different. We're going to go out and catch our minnows first on a hook and line. We're not going to trap them or seine them. We're going to catch them on our hook and line, and then we're going to take the minnows out on the river and catch some smallmouth. And I'm going to do that with Dave Osborne, the owner of Clam. And you know, Dave, we've had some good times fishing, but you never went catching minnows before.
I never have. I'm so excited to do this. This is going to be a super awesome experience for me because I've never caught my own bait.
You know, it seems so simple, and it is, but it's fun. You get out in the creek and you get away from everybody, and there's nobody around. And
it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
I love it.
So here we are in one of the local rivers around here, catching some minnows. We got a drop kick on there, an ice fishing lure, and I'm using the maggots on there, Eurolarva spikes, whatever you want to call them. I got them threaded on though. You know, in the wintertime we hook them on the end and puncture the scent sack, and the summertime fishing these minnows we thread them on, get it so they really stay on. And we're just gonna swing it into the water. Now we've kind of picked this spot as a spot where there's minnows, a little depression right there that's a little bit bigger than, a little deeper than the surrounding area.
I think Dave's got the honey hole here. I'm a newbie. Oh shoot, I dropped that bugger. You gotta grab them quick, Dave. You know, Dave, I know the DNR is really touchy about transporting water. What do you do about that when you catch these minnows and we have them in this river water?
Yes, in my vehicle I have a cooler in there with well water from my house in there, or from my minnow tank that I have at home. And you take and dump the water out of our bucket when we get to the vehicle and put them in there, aerate the water so you can get them home. And it's the same if you take these in a boat with you, and when you get back, you know, you're not supposed to take that water.
Right.
But if you have fresh water with you, then you can keep the minnows. You know, so it's kind of like trout fishing.
Get the net.
Yeah, there we go. We forgot the net.
Now that was creek chub?
That was a creek chub, yeah.
Big one.
You know, if you were northern fishing on a big old bobber, that'd have been pretty darn good bait.
Yeah. So we're using today a number 12 drop kick, and it seems to work great for these little tiny minnows, these red tails and creek chub. And we just throw it out there, and they love it. Like I said, tip it with a waxy or a maggot, and it's really fun. It's a big adventure. It's something like I've never done before in my life, so it's quite interesting. Catching your own bait.
Well, Dave, I think we caught enough minnows that we can go out and catch some fish now.
Yeah, we've got several dozen minnows ready to go, and see if they really work.
Yeah, and fishing with these fresh minnows, they're so active in the water.
Yeah.
You know, you get one that's been in the bait tank for a couple of weeks, you know, he's not very active, but these are going to be swimming hardy. A lot of times you know the fish is going to bite before he bites because the minnow goes nuts.
Yeah.
You feel that on your rod. So.
Well, let's get it on that river and get in that river pro and see what can happen.
Okay, let's do it. mission accomplished. We went out and caught a few minnows. We got them in the big tank now.
We had a great day so far.
Yeah, you know, if we could catch as many fish as we caught minnows, well, it would really be a great day.
You know, I have to tell you, this tank looks a little familiar to me. My uncle was a farmer in southern Minnesota, and he had milk cows. And he had one tank just like this.
Yeah, that's where after they milked the cows, they'd put them in there. It had a thing on the top that turned, and yeah, it was, you know, they make great minnow tanks though, because they're insulated to keep the water cold.
That's fantastic. It's a great idea.
So we're just going to take a few minnows now and go over to the boat.
All right, let's get it.
Can't get much more basic than what we're fishing here. Sinker, you know, this happens to be a half-ounce sinker. We don't have a lot of current because it's low, but we're fishing a current area, and a hook. You know, we're just gonna get one of these minnows that we just caught. Simply hook them through the lips. Usually go through both on this side. Sometimes when I got a big one on, and you just kind of want to fish along the edges. You know, it's right behind the boat, close to shore.
All right.
Is where they should be sitting, just out of the current.
You know, so many times, this is good. So many times, it's amazing how you can, you know, how you read the water. You know, when we were coming here, because, I mean, the water is it's just amazing how you read it. Yeah, I cast it in a spot you said not to cast in, so I caught one. Come over to you. It's a fatty.
Boy, wasn't going to get off, I'll tell you that.
Well, I'm kind of a master angler, so. First good one.
Yeah, I don't know, what is he, 15 inches probably?
I suppose. If you would have caught him, he'd be a 16, but mine's are 15. Maybe 14 and a half.
I seldom miss almost under 20 inches.
I know that, Dave.
Yeah.
You know, two things that I think is always surprising to me is, first of all, you know, people always think of you, Dave, as an ice fisherman, but people don't realize you open water fish way more than you ice fish. You ice fish when there's ice, but you spent, I mean, how many years have you spent on the river here fishing?
Well, probably pushing 40 now that I've been doing it, you know, a lot. You know,
spend a lot of time up here fishing, and then of course you spend a lot of time up at your cabin fishing, ice fishing and open water fishing. But you know, I think fishing out here it's more like catching than it's fishing, isn't it?
Well, I guess that's what I am, a catcher person.
Yeah, you really are.
I'm not into fishing as much as I am into catching.
I know, it's kind of cheating whenever we come out here. It's just so much fun, and you never know what you're going to get. There's so many species swimming around out here that you can catch everything that you can imagine. You know, in the river. I think one time we even caught a turtle, didn't we?
Oh yeah, more than one turtle.
Yeah, big old leatherback turtle.
You know, this is a good spot. One of our spots we're going to fish today, we might catch one. You never know.
Oh God.
The sinkers I prefer are a little different than what most people use. It's a bullet sinker, only it pinches on your line like a split shot. You just lay your line into the slot. Just lay your line into the slot and give it a squeeze, and it's on there. And it works better in the current because the pointed end, the current goes by it and it stays on the bottom a lot better. Better?
I think so. This one feels a little better. At least more angry than the last one. You know, it's not my 21, but it might be an 18 or a 19. Let's see. I'm not going in yet.
You don't like the net. That's a dandy.
That is a dandy. That might just be the 19. What do you think? 18 and a half?
Just over 19.
See? Thanks, Dave. That was awesome. What a fun catch.
Oh, he was a battler.
He was a battler, you know, and it's a good way to start off the morning anyway. That get it. What was it? A 19 and a quarter or so?
Yeah, just over 19, and that's a dandy fish anywhere.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And you know, I don't remember us ever keeping one smallmouth. Not even once.
No, we have not.
So
you know, it's the rules on this stretch of the river we're fishing here between St. Cloud and where Crow River comes in down in Dayton. The rules are you can only release all the fish between 12 and 20 inches.
Yeah.
You can keep one or 3 under 12, 1 over 20. So why do we have a lot of them 18, 19s? Because we let them go.
Yeah.
You know,
it's just an epic fight. Just really, really fun. You know, I just love it.
You know, when a person is river fishing, the fish generally aren't out in the main current, and they're not in the real slack water. You want to find the edges. You know, it's no different than lake fishing. You're looking for an edge, and in the river it's the current, and you'll see the water actually boils in them areas where the two currents, one going upstream, one going downstream in these eddies, and that's where the game fish tend to hang in them current areas, current edges, where the rough fish, the carp, red horse, they tend to be in the middle in the slack water. So I get a lot of people out there, when we get to that, the first thing they do is cast in the middle of the eddy. I like that. I'm going to keep my line on the edge.
See that? I got a fish in line and my line. Now what?
I like them boils when they boil up on the surface there.
They never like to come in easy.
All right.
That's another beauty.
Well, since I was intending my line, he swallowed the hook, but I got a tool that'll take care of that. Pretty unique tool for getting out hooks that are swallowed. You can see the end that kind of goes out in and out. You get it around the base of the hook. Get it down closest to the shank of the hook or the bend in the hook. And then you just twist it right out. It was all the way down in his throat, and he's not bleeding or anything, so we'll just let him go. Good one.
You know, usually you feel them bite. This one just says, I'm not biting, I'm eating. It's another nice fish, Dave.
I got the net.
You know, the other misnomer I was going to mention earlier was, you know, we have so many Daves that work at Clam. Everybody thinks the other Dave owns it. You know, Dave Hansen, Dave Genz, Dave Osborne, and it's just so funny. We run into so many people who have no idea who owns the company, and I guess whoever owns it, they're sure doing a nice job.
They sure are.
Of course, it's not as big as your last one, but he was a fighter.
Still a dandy. They're all big. They're all dandies. There he is. Let him shoo him away.
Usually you feel a little tick, tick, tick. At that particular fish, just hit it and went. He didn't mess around, and it was just a panic. So I thought I actually had a northern, to be honest with you, Dave. You know, the way he took it. Okay. Oh, we got a double.
Whose do you think's bigger, Dave?
Mine.
Dave got a nice one. Hey, I'll net yours, Dave.
He jumped.
Yours was a nice one. Yours is bigger than mine. Come on, baby. That is a horse. You know what's funny, Dave? My little one is fighting as hard as your big one.
Yeah, this one didn't really fight it.
No, I mean, look at the beautiful color on this one. This is just beautiful. Kind of a green. And...
Perfect.
All right.
These rocks that are in the middle right here,
Yeah.
they move around every year.
Oh, that shoal right there?
That, you know, there was one year there was only one. You know, this year there's 3, 4, another one down there, 5. You know, and an ice jam, a big chunk of ice comes down because just above this rapids here, there's a big calm area where the houses that are up there, and that big chunk of ice comes down, gets wedged in here, changes the current flow, and it's amazing how big a rock that can move.
Oh, yeah. Ice is very powerful.
Yeah, and even just the water flow to it kind of creates its own dam.
You know, would you dare come down this river if you didn't have your River Pro?
Well, you know, I did it for a lot of years with a 14-foot John boat with a 6-horse outboard on it,
Yeah.
and I got a fish on. Yeah.
What do you got?
You know, and that's how I learned a lot of this river is with a small engine.
Yeah.
And then for 15 years I had a 15-foot John boat
Yeah.
with twin 8-horses.
Here, I'll scoop them up with you.
You know, I used to carry spare parts for my outboard. I just thought it was easier to just carry a spare motor.
Right.
Those are decent fish. Yeah.
Is that a fish or a rock?
Yeah, that's
Ooh.
I think. We should have that.
Want to bring them around this side, Dave?
I
I think
will.
it'd be a
Well-
easier net on this side.
Wait,
Well,
I think right now he's telling me which
you got
way
time.
he's going.
Yeah.
You know, it just amazes me the variety of fish that we've caught in the river. You know, last time we went out, I think I caught almost one of everything.
Well, this is a different right here.
Yeah.
Well, wait till you see it.
Yeah, I
what it
know.
is.
And that's what I mean. The variety is crazy.
Yeah, you see what this one is?
I know.
Largemouth.
It is. It sure is. And it is a fatty.
Oh, that's a nice largemouth in anybody's book.
Yeah, that's
Nice
a beauty.
fat. Here, you better hold it. Get a picture of a largemouth.
Yeah. Well, last time we came out, Dave, I caught almost one of everything. I caught a walleye, I caught a carp, I caught a big catfish. We caught about 20 crappies on those crazy silkies.
I caught a couple sunfish too there.
Yeah, you did. You caught a couple sunfish and we caught smallies, but we didn't catch one bucket mouth. Well, we got one here today, so that was super exciting. You never know what you're going to get.
No, that's what's great about river fishing.
Yeah, we love this spot. It's just fantastic. Thank you, Dave. Nice one. That is fantastic.
That's a beauty.
You know, it's so funny how these are like, we're like fishing organically because we went out this morning and caught those crazy minnows. And now we're catching these beautiful fish on those minnows we caught. I mean,
And you know something?
What's
we
it?
should have caught some more minnows because we're almost out. We're going to have to quit.
oh,
Look at that beauty.
Dave, it's just been an epic day for us. Oh my gosh. But I mean, I think it's just as much fun catching those minnows as it is catching these fish.
When you lose that nice minnow about this big, you know, it's like, oh, like you lost a 5-pounder. You were gonna
Right,
catch on.
right. No, that was fantastic. But that was just an epic morning, and our fishing today is just fantastic.
It's always fun getting out with you. We have a good time.
Thank you. It's
and
always-
catch fish.
It's always my favorite. Thank you, Dave.
You know, Dave, we should have caught a few more minnows because we're just about out of bait, and the fish didn't quit biting yet. But I guess we've had our fun today.
We had our fun today. This week we have Pro Day coming up, so that's going to be super fantastic. We missed that last year, and so we'll have the boys over for Thursday night, and then Friday is our big meeting. And you know, we're just so thrilled to show the guys all the new products. I think the number I heard, there were 53 new items coming out in this calendar year, so the guys ought to be amped up for that. And it's always fun to get together and just toast to the guys, you know, and gals. I heard there's even more than that. They said there's going to be around 250, and then a lot of them are going to be online. So that's going to be something new for us, like the guys that can't travel or the timing is bad. Anyway, we're really looking forward to that. That's going to be a fun time for everybody.
Yeah, the amount of work your staff has to do down there at Clam to get ready for this, to make enough room to seat that many people and get the screen all set up. Them guys are working hard here right now to make this all happen. Well, it's over. We've used up the minnows that we've got. You know, just call it a day. We'll see in a couple days at Pro Day.
Oh man, we had an epic day with Dave Genz on the river a few days ago. It was just a fantastic time. We got so many giant fish. Today is Clam Pro Day, and we're going to introduce 50 new items, or 53 new items that we have released to make your fishing experience super great. We have around 350 to 400 guys in here right now, and we'll be checking in later on during the day, but this is such a big event for us at Clam, and I'm just so honored that you're here to watch it. So thank you. Looking forward to a great day.
Well, we were just out on the river catching fish in the summertime, and now I'm here at Clam. We just went through Pro Day. We learned about all our new products. We've got a few new things in the fish trap line, and Dave Genz is going to talk about them and show you what's new in the fish traps.
Well, hey Dave, looks like another good day on the river for you. That's awesome. The new shack for us this year is going to be a heavy duty and almost industrial strength one-person shack. It's called the X100. What's amazing about the X100 from all of our other single person shacks is the pole diameter. You'll notice here the key features. You've got a wider tub, a little bit longer tub, 1.25 inch diameter pole system, okay? And Dave, you know from the days of the Scout back then, flipping fish is the way to go. If you want to be portable, you want to be mobile, this one here is a tank.
Yeah, you bet. You hook this up behind your ATV or your snowmobile and pull it around, sit down, flip it up, you're inside, comfortable. And, you know, you can, you know, sometimes the wind sets it up when you don't want it to, but with this new pull system, it's not going to break.
Yeah. Well, and then it's just so nice and wide. There's a lot of room for storage. There's plenty of room for 2 holes if you want to fish a dead stick. I'm really excited for the X100 this season.
Something that's new in tackle this year is the silky. There was a shortage of them last year, so many people couldn't get them. This year there'll be lots of them in the store. It is silk, run through a silicone bead. You just take your hook, slide it through the silicone bead, and put it in the water, and it actually absorbs water. It becomes very pliable. I like to say it bends in the middle, what gives it its action, and the fish just can't resist it. You know, the leech flutter spoon was by far my favorite bait for walleye and lake trout last year. And it had such a nice drop to it, a nice wobble to it. So this year we came up with this ribbon leech flutter spoon, which even is a slower drop, more wobble to it. It's amazing how well it looks in the water, how slow it drops, and the fish just can't resist it. What do you say, John?
Well, look at that. Look how thin it is. And you're familiar with the leech spoon, which you said is your favorite spoon. So now this is the thin cut ribbon leech flutter spoon version of it, and we've added that Colorado blade rattler and
to get a little more flash, put it wobbling down.
Flash, and I wouldn't believe the noise as it bangs off the body and the treble hook too. It's just loud. So we've got 8 beautiful colors assorted here that glow in the dark. Those 4 metallic colors. So 16th, 8th, and quarter should be a good winner for the ribbon leech spoon.
Oh, I certainly think so. I'm looking forward to seeing that ice.
Sounds good, buddy.
Well, we had a great day on the river with Dave O. We caught creek chubs, then we went out and caught some really nice smallmouth bass. Then we came down to Pro Day and we see all the new products from Clam. It's amazing how much new stuff there is and how good the old stuff still is. And won't be long and we'll be out on the ice. You know, the sports shows are back, so Clam will have a booth and a presence at all these shows. And, you know, just get ready for the ice season, get rid of this hot weather that we have, and we'll see you out on the ice.